Landcom has been part of the fabric of New South Wales for over 40 years, and right now you can take advantage of the New South Wales Government First Home Buyer Assistance Scheme on land now selling. Landcom, part of the fabric of New South Wales.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Master of Ceremonies, Craig Rucastle. Craig Rucastle is an Australian writer and comedian who is best known for his work with The Chaser and for going through your bins on the war on waste.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your Master of Ceremonies for the Local Government Excellence in the Environment Awards. And for the first time, we're direct into your homes, offices and council chambers as we come to you from the studios of Ausstage in Mascot in Sydney. To tell you a bit more about what lies ahead, we welcome Chief Executive of the Local Government New South Wales, Scott Phillips.
Thanks, Craig. I'm delighted to be attending my first Local Government Excellence in the Environment Awards presentation as the Chief Executive. We're here to celebrate the great spectrum of work and projects, ideas and experience that local councils in New South Wales deliver to their communities. None of us thought we would be doing this remotely from across the state, and we certainly hope to be back to our live lunch style event next year, where we can all meet in person again. We ask that you be patient with us today as we live stream. We'll be recording the live stream and we'll be putting this up on the website as soon as we can. Just some housekeeping before we begin the official proceedings. When a highly commended or winner is read out, a copy of your certificate will be emailed to you directly. Make sure you share your photos using the event hashtag, which is hashtag LGNSW Enviro 2020. Trophies will be couriered to the winners, and again, we would love to have you send us a photo for the website. Original copies of certificates will be posted to you, and we'll get that to you as soon as we can. I'd now like to introduce Councillor Linda Scott, President of LG New South Wales, to give the acknowledgement to country. Councillor Linda Scott is serving her second term.
Hello, I'd like to start by paying my respects to the Elders past, present and emerging, and to all other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here with us today. Welcome everyone to our 2020 Local Government Excellence in the Environment Awards. I'd like to especially acknowledge our friend at Local Government New South Wales, the Honourable Matt Keane MP, Minister for Energy and Environment. This year we have 38 finalists in 16 categories, representing a variety of council-led environmental initiatives across New South Wales, making a difference to our local environments. Among this year's finalists, we have Shoalhaven Council's bushfire demolition waste project that was instigated to keep significant amounts of demolition waste from the dreadful 1920 bushfires out of landfill. An amazing 96% of the material was reused. Then there's Murray River Council's project to install smart water meters that are helping to identify and reduce unnecessary water loss, improve network operations and streamline billing. And Campbelltown City Council, who worked closely with project partners and neighbouring councils to manage the removal of frogbit, a biosecurity threat to our waterways, and undertake extensive surveillance to limit the further spread of this plant. All today's finalists provide an insight into the width and breadth of quality environmental work being undertaken by local government. Despite a year of unparalleled challenges, from droughts to bushfires to a global pandemic, councils have continued to support their communities to build and deliver projects that help us shape the resilience and sustainability of both our communities and our environment. New South Wales councils have long shown leadership in waste management and recycling, demonstrated by many of the outstanding initiatives being recognised at today's Environment Awards. Local Government New South Wales is supporting these local efforts through our Save Our Recycling campaign, with a goal of creating an economy where waste is seen as a product not a problem. We're very proud to partner with the New South Wales State Government to provide the Increasing Resilience to Climate Change program, supporting council projects that make their communities more climate resilient. Applications for round 3, with $600,000 available, are closing this week on the 15th of October. These are some of the ways Local Government New South Wales supports council efforts to preserve the most precious commodity we have, our environment. Today we'll be announcing the winner of the prestigious Local Sustainability Award, the prize for which is $10,000 towards professional development in sustainable practice for the successful council. We will also be presenting the Louise Petrel Memorial Award for individual sustainability. Louise's husband, Bernard Proctor, will be introducing the award today and will tell us more about Louise and what this award stands for. I'd like to make a special mention of our event sponsors, including Local Government Super, the New South Wales Department of Planning, Industry and Environment, the Environmental Protection Authority, the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, the Ministry of Health, Safe Work New South Wales, the Water Directorate, the New South Wales Roadside Environment Committee, Wolf Peak, Cleanaway and Landcom. Thanks so much for supporting these important awards. Today's event wouldn't be possible without all of you. I'm so excited to hear about our winning projects this afternoon and congratulate you all for being finalists in the 2020 Excellence in the Environment Awards. Thank you and good luck.
It now gives me great pleasure to welcome the Honourable Matt Keane, Minister for the Environment.
Mayors, councillors, distinguished guests. Today I'm speaking to you from the lands of the Guringai people, who I acknowledge and pay my respects to their elders past and present. This has been the toughest year in my lifetime for New South Wales. A very tough year to be in local government. The worst drought in a century was followed by the worst bushfires in memory. And before the last fire was extinguished, we confirmed our first case of COVID-19. When the state government began sponsoring these awards, I don't think we could have imagined the challenges that we face today. Year on year, since these awards were first established, we've seen projects that have massively improved the quality of local environments, and this year's winners have again raised the bar. They give me great confidence that the decisions we make today will help our state not only recover from the challenges that we face, but to thrive into the future. The management of waste is one of those areas of public policy where there are incredible opportunities for improving public amenity and for lightening the load on our natural environment. Waste management is a genuine partnership between state and local government, and I want to thank all the local councils who work so closely with the Environment Protection Authority to cut waste and to stop illegal dumping. The government is investing $802 million in the Waste Less, Recycle More initiative, and it's fantastic to see the innovation that councils are harnessing this funding for, to help us move toward a more circular economy. The behaviour change in the waste award category is particularly exciting to me because it often demonstrates much better value for money than heavy-handed regulation. Behaviour change is an approach we're using successfully at the state level in a range of areas, from cutting cigarette butt littering in public places to reducing food waste in households and businesses. I congratulate all the finalists in this category. We sponsor the Towards Net Zero Emissions category as well, new this year because it's a real and practical way to give effect to the principle of think global and act local. And it complements the Climate Change Adaptation Award category. Our climate is changing. The long drought, culminating in our hottest days on record, and the worst bushfires in living memory, were exactly the sort of climate events scientists have warned us about for decades. We have to respond to make New South Wales more resilient to climate change and to reach net zero emissions by 2050. Now, we cannot succeed alone. We have to work with local government, with business, with communities, and of course with individuals. The state government is backing local councils to make that change happen, including the $1.7 million to help rural councils become investment ready for energy upgrades and the Sustainability Advantage program, which is supporting councils to cut emissions. Our state faces big challenges, but we have amazing resources, which include the talented and dedicated people who are the finalists and winners of this year's New South Wales 2020 Local Government New South Wales Excellence in Environment Awards. I welcome you to these awards and congratulate the finalists and the winners, and ask you all to lift the bar once again to work together to accelerate our transition to a low carbon economy and a more circular economy which creates jobs and opportunities for our fellow Australians.
Thank you very much, Minister Keane there. And it's great to hear this conversation about coming together between the government and councils indeed, and it's great to see that happening here. I like when things work together. It's like the way that Matt Keane works very well with a photo of Matt Keane over Matt Keane's shoulders. I actually demanded a photo of my picture of myself in the background, but I was turned down by LGNSW. But it is this complementary approach that's so important. It has been, as we've heard already, an incredible year with, droughts and fires and pandemics, that kind of thing. And it's been interesting during that period that in many ways we've been confined to our local communities. And we've recognised the importance of that locality and of our councils and the people that actually care for us in those areas rather than on a larger scale. As the borders have closed, we've looked inwards a bit and seen what's in our backyards, and it's been really interesting to see that happen. And from a council perspective, I know that I think I had a bit of an awakening to this when I did War on Waste. The fact that councils are often a much more responsive level of government. They're quicker to act. They have kind of more nimbleness to actually respond to things. And I know that they also often are the people that get the calls from the people in the community. And I do apologise when I lead to you getting those calls coming through a great deal. But that's what's so great, is that there's that closeness between the community and councils that allows them to actually deal with things on a local level and find solutions. And that's so wonderful. And I know that after War on Waste, seeing responses to food waste problems or plastic problems, or indeed saving recycling, was so important to getting ahead. And it's also amazing when we looked in, I recently looked at climate change a lot more, and it's great to hear Minister Keane talking about that. It's great to hear a Minister of the Environment really promoting the idea of net zero and these kind of ideas. And I know there's been a lot of leadership on that front from councils as well. A lot of councils looking at their own footprint and saying, we need to become net zero, how are we going to do it? And of course, that's an important part of looking at their own footprint and leading and going ahead that way. But another thing that councils are amazing at is, again, not only leading, but helping the community come along with them. And that's what I'd be fascinated to see as we go through the awards today, to see those councils that are bringing the community along as well and saying, hey, not only are we going to fix our own footprint, we're going to help you do it as well. And there's been some fascinating examples coming out of councils of them helping out low socioeconomic areas, for example, with solar, taking out of the rates and finding ways to get around those kind of problems. And also EV infrastructure. It's one of those things where there's some funding there. It tends to be on the highways, and we need to start looking in our backyards and saying, well, how come I don't see it in my neighbourhood? And we're seeing some councils have been responding to that. I think Canada Bay, Bankstown and Randwick, for instance, some that have been going, hey, we're going to actually start putting these kind of infrastructure in our own neighbourhood to encourage good behaviour from not just their own councillors and people in our organisation, but our community as well. And that's fantastic. And I think that kind of not everything has to be done with a lot of money. Sometimes guidance is a big part of it. I know that where Randwick, Willara and Waverley Council got together to try and help local schools, and that's led to Solar My Schools, which has kind of grown and grown and grown. So that kind of leadership from council level can make a big difference. And having, as I said, seeing that responsiveness is great, because sometimes we can be frustrated in the environmental space when things are very slow to act. So the more councils that can get on and work quickly, the better it is. And that's what today is also all about, is looking for solutions at a local level. We're going to get on with the awards, and good luck to everyone. I hope you win, although I think another great thing about these awards is not just that a council finds a solution and finds a win for the environment and a win in these awards, but hopefully that by next year, how many other councils have managed to copy that? And that's the really big thing, is how long this bit of leadership can lead to others following you. So good luck in all the awards today. Let's move on to those awards. In each award category, of which we have 16 today, there can be up to 3 winners to reflect divisions with differing populations. Division A for populations less than 30,000 residents, Division B for populations between 30,000 and 70,000 residents, and Division C for populations over 70,000 residents. There is an overall category winner and we may also present highly commended certificates in keeping with our search for excellence. In some divisions and categories, the judges have decided not to award a winner. Our judges would like to thank all of the councils who nominated for an award. The judges evaluated all entries carefully and selected only the highest quality entrants to move to the finalist stage. So we congratulate all the finalists with us today for their outstanding work. And I'd like to also show you, if you do win today, this is the amazing and beautiful award you will be getting here. It doesn't have this ribbon over it. That's just so I'm covering up the winner of this particular award and not giving it away early in the day. But this will be coming your way, so good luck to everyone. Okay, let's go. Our first category is the Asbestos Management Award, sponsored by Safe Work New South Wales, with Megan McCool, Director of Chemicals, Explosives and Safety Auditing from Safe Work New South Wales. This award recognises outstanding achievement to develop or implement an initiative that will improve the management of asbestos. In Division A, we have a winner. Over to you, Megan.
Batlow Cannery Demolition, Snowy Valleys Council. The Batlow Cannery Demolition project commenced in December 2019 and was subsequently heavily impacted by bushfire in January 2020, drastically altering the original demolition scope. The bushfire caused the formerly bonded asbestos to become friable, dispersing around the site and thus requiring significant additional cleanup. The removal of above-ground asbestos and dangerous structures now offers the opportunity for Council to potentially reuse and activate the site.
Congratulations, Snowy Valleys Council. Next, in Division B, we have a highly commended, which is...
Tamworth Regional Council Waste Disposal Permit System. Tamworth Regional Council introduced a new process for the assessing of deliveries of special waste types received at the local landfill by introducing a permit system. Permits apply to three main commercial waste types, including asbestos, contaminated waste, and clean fill waste. The new permit system has improved the management of asbestos on site, resulting in efficiency gains. In addition, the permit system makes waste generators aware of the requirements for transportation of asbestos waste.
Regional Council. And now in Division C, we have a highly commended.
Penrith City Council Steamroller Park Remediation Project. The Steamroller Park Asbestos Remediation Project was established to address asbestos concerns and return the park to a safe, healthy condition. Environmental investigations informed the development of a remediation action plan, landscaping and construction plans, while the communications plans included regular updates to the community and councillors. The project resulted in the removal and management of all asbestos-related risks on the site and provided upgrades which will have long-term benefits for the community through improved amenities and long-term environmental outcomes.
Well done, Penrith City Council. And lastly, we have a winner in Division C, and they are...
Liverpool City Council Asbestos Exposure Risk Assessment Project. Liverpool City Council has historically encountered extensive asbestos-contaminated fill, and staff expressed concern about potential exposure to asbestos. Council engaged an occupational hygienist to undertake a risk assessment at selected asbestos-affected parks and reserve where Council's green maintenance crews were working. The overall asbestos exposure risk to Council's crews and the public was considered very low to negligible. This fed into the Council's ongoing asbestos awareness training program, resulting in increased awareness and improved confidence for Council staff to work in asbestos-affected sites.
Congratulations to Liverpool City Council. And the overall category winner is... Back to you, Megan.
Batlow Cannery Demolition, Snowy Valleys Council.
Thank you to Megan and SafeWorks New South Wales. And the next category is Environmental Health Management. This award recognises excellence and innovation in achieving environmental outcomes through environmental and population health programs and initiatives. Programs that demonstrate achievements beyond regulatory requirements are eligible. This award is sponsored by the New South Wales Ministry of Health, and joining me online to present is Ms Carolyn Murray, Acting Director, Population Health Strategy and Performance for the Centre for Population Health. And we have one winner in Division C, who is also the overall category winner.
And the winner is Central Coast Council, Terrigal and Coastal Lagoons Audit and Water Quality Improvement Program. The Terrigal and Coastal Lagoons Audit Project is an initiative partnership between the Central Coast Council and the New South Wales Government to address the lack of formal processes to assist councils with improving recreational water quality in coastal environments. The audit developed methods to research, investigate and improve recreational water quality in receiving waters experiencing microbial pollution. From January 2019, the audit successfully identified pollution hotspots, inspected 52.9 kilometres of sewage pipes and identified and remediated 14.2 kilometres of sewer.
Well done, Central Coast Council. Our next category is Community Waste Services, one close to my heart, sponsored by LGNSW and presented once again back at the stage by Scott Phillips. This award recognises outstanding waste service delivery initiatives that resulted in or will lead to significant environmental outcomes. This category includes the delivery of waste services to the community. We have one finalist who is both the Division C winner and overall category winner. Over to you, Scott.
Thanks, Craig. And the winner is Illawarra Shoalhaven Joint Organisation, benchmarking the value of resources in the household bulky waste stream. Household bulky waste services are delivered by the majority of New South Wales councils. Bulky waste collections are complex in terms of material composition and are relatively small in volume compared to other waste services. And the economic drivers mean that these items are more difficult to divert from landfill. The Illawarra Shoalhaven Joint Organisation wanted to broaden our understanding of the movement and collection of these items to identify opportunities to divert resources from landfill. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Illawarra Shoalhaven. Joint initiative there. I'm glad they're looking at this problem because I can't take any more of that stuff into my house. And Scott will present the next category, also sponsored by LGNSW, which is resource recovery. This award recognises outstanding initiatives that resulted in or will lead to significant increases in resource recovery or improved environmental outcomes. This category includes projects which focus on the back end of waste management process, that is, actions which are carried out by council following the collection of waste from the community. We have a highly commended in Division C, which is...
Thanks again, Craig. And the highly commended award goes to Southern Sydney Regional Organisation of Councils for Behaviour Recycled, Paving the Way. Paving the Way is the first phase of a joint local government initiative led by the Southern Sydney Regional Organisation of Councils to drive end markets for recycled materials and stimulate investment in critical regional resource recovery infrastructure through a large-scale joint regional procurement of asphalt, non-structural concrete and pipe bedding, with mandated inclusion of recycled crushed glass as a substitute for natural sand. Joined by 16 metropolitan Sydney councils and in close collaboration with Transport for New South Wales and NatSpec, it is the largest local government-led procurement of civil works materials with recycled crushed glass in Australia to date. It is expected to create a market for approximately 1/3 of the domestic glass collections in these council areas. Congratulations, SS Rock.
Yes, well done, SS Rock. That's one of the big ones. I know when we look at water and waste, that was one of the big ones we were looking for a solution in. So congratulations on that front. And the Division C winner and overall category winner is...
Thanks again, Craig. The winner and overall winner is Shoalhaven City Council for the bushfire demolition waste. As we all know, the South Coast was severely impacted by the devastating bushfires of the 2019-2020 summer, with over 300 homes in the Shoalhaven area alone destroyed and 150 houses impacted. In order to preserve the capacity of its only putrescible waste landfill, Shoalhaven City Council opted to set up a temporary bushfire demolition waste processing facility. Any demolition waste that was unaffected by asbestos contamination was able to be recycled. In the 3 months of operation, the facility processed nearly 18,000 tonnes of demolition waste from 313 homes, recovering a staggering 96% of the material for reuse. Congratulations, Shoalhaven.
Congratulations, Shoalhaven. That is amazing. What an incredibly quick response to a problem that was thrown your way. Thank you, Scott. We'll see you again soon, no doubt. And now we have the category of behaviour change in waste, another one really close to my interests, sponsored by the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority, with Tracy Mackey, Chief Executive Officer here. This award recognises outstanding behaviour change initiatives in the area of waste and recycling. Welcome, Tracy. We have a highly commended and a winner in Division A, and the highly commended is given to Tracy.
Thanks, Craig. Congratulations to Muswellbrook Shire Council for the Muswellbrook Waste Wranglers Education Program. The Waste Wranglers Education Program utilises 3 waste characters that represent the red, the yellow and the green bins. These characters have become synonymous with good waste management in Muswellbrook, and they can be seen all through the streets, at community events and in educational facilities. The characters help deliver the avoid, reduce, reuse, recycle message to the local community.
Well done, Muswellbrook Shire Council. And the winner in Division A is?
Division A, congratulations to Forbes Shire Council for Waste Wednesdays, a resource recovery communication program. Waste Wednesday engaged with the community and spread awareness about available resource recovery facilities, Council's waste audit statistics, innovations and additions to the existing resource recovery program and much, much more. Outcomes include bale twine being diverted from landfill to the recycling agency within Forbes, diversion of 25 kilos of household batteries per month, and a 10-fold increase in participation of Clean Up Australia Day, collecting over 800 kilos of waste from various locations across the town.
Well done. Forbes Shire Council, a 10-fold increase in people doing Clean Up Australia. That is quite amazing. Congratulations. Next up is Division B, and we have a winner.
The winner is Lane Cove Council, normalising council clean-up to prevent illegal dumping. This one is certainly on the EPA's agenda. We love to prevent illegal dumping. So congratulations to Lane Cove, who encouraged residents to do the right thing with their bulky waste by prompting the use of council's clean-up as an alternative to dumping. Council also discouraged future dumping by tagging dumps and issuing warnings. And then there were simple activities but new social expectations being established. Clean-up booking rates increased and dumping rates reduced by over 70% in hotspots over the year. Behaviour changes were accelerated by social learning, where the community could learn by trial and error and by observing others.
Congratulations, Lane Cove Council. And the final division is C, and we have a highly commended.
And that goes to Northern Beaches Council for the Waste Reduction event and video series. The series aims to empower and create long-lasting behaviour change by building capacity among residents, inspiring residents to take simple steps, teaching them skills and sharing the stories of others, and showing them how easy and rewarding it can be to make changes, participate in a more circular economy and manage waste responsibly. The series delivered more than 108 events, workshops and webinars to more than 11,000 people, plus resulted in a significant drop in tonnes of waste sent to landfill.
Well done, Northern Beaches Council. And the winner of Division C and the overall category winner is presented by Minister Matt Keane.
And the winner is Waverley Council, Collaborating for Impact. Waverley's Collaborating for Impact program has increased the collective capacity of 10 environmental groups to mobilise community action around litter prevention and waste avoidance. using the collective impact framework to collectively design, implement and evaluate community waste education activities with environment groups has strengthened capabilities to help achieve their goals. The program participants developed additional skills to engage the community and reported engaging over 3,500 residents, with 70% of bookings reaching new audiences.
Congratulations to Waverley Council. Thank you to Minister Keane, and thank you also to Tracy. Up next is the category for water management, sponsored by the Water Directorate, and we invite Brendan Guinea, Executive Director, Water Directorate, to open the winning envelopes, as he'll be joining us by video. This award recognises excellence in practical solutions for sustainable water management and significant water savings. In Division A, we have a winner.
Murray River Council Smart Water Meters Project. Murray River Council has invested $4.2 million to install over 8,500 smart water meters for residential and commercial properties, measuring both filtered and raw water connections to provide proactive customer service, identify and reduce unnecessary water loss, improve network operation and streamline billing. Installation began in March 2020, and by June 2020, despite COVID-19 disruptions, 3,381 filtered smart water meters have been installed and are providing valuable data and insights. Already, Council has been alerted to 3.3 million litres of water loss on the customer side as possible leaks.
Congratulations, Murray River Council, for that, and thank you, Brendan. I'm wondering whether that photo behind Brendan is also of himself, maybe when he was younger. He's doing a bit of a Minister Keane there on me. But let's move on now to a winner in Division C, which is...
City of Sydney. Green Square, enabling urban renewal through effective flood risk management. The collaboration between City of Sydney and Sydney Water on the Green Square Stormwater Drain project provides an innovative approach to reducing flood hazard in a heavily built up area with high community expectations. The project combines complex hydraulic analysis and assessment with innovative construction techniques. Through the provision of stormwater treatment, downstream water quality is improved and water is recycled for non-potable water use, showcasing the way urban water resources should be utilised and managed in an uncertain environment where climate change plays an increasing role.
Congratulations to the City of Sydney, and the overall category winner is...
And the overall winner in the water management category is City of Sydney. Green Square, enabling urban renewal through effective flood risk management.
Congratulations again to City of Sydney there, and thanks, Brendan. And we welcome back Scott Phillips for our next category, Natural Environment Protection and Enhancement On-Ground Works. This award recognises outstanding on-ground initiatives to conserve, protect and enhance the local environment in urban and rural areas. All entrants come from Division C, and there are 2 highly commended entries. Over to you, Scott.
Thanks, Craig. And the first highly commended award goes to Central Coast Council, Connecting Our Foreshores at Tuggerah Lakes. The Connecting Our Foreshores project by Central Coast Council restored, improved and connected a popular 5-kilometre length of estuarine foreshore in Tuggerah Lakes. Integrated environmental improvement works restored 19 hectares of salt marsh and swamp oak, floodplain forest, constructed a viewing platform and a 200-metre salt marsh boardwalk, installed 14 water quality improvement devices, and the installation of interpretive signage that connect the community with the foreshore environment. Congratulations, Central Coast Council.
Well done, yes, and also highly commended is
Wollongong City Council, protecting and maintaining microbat roost habitat by the book. In May 2019, during routine repair work in a culvert in Dapto, 10 to 15 microbats were discovered roosting in cavities in the culvert. Wollongong City Council directed a temporary halt to the works and engaged ecological consultants who identified the species as the vulnerable southern Myotis macropus. Several microbat roosts were observed, prompting the development of a microbat management plan. Wooden bat boxes were installed and repair work halted during the species' overwintering and breeding periods. The repair work resumed in late April 2020 and incorporated the permanent retention of known roosting habitat for the microbats. Congratulations, Wollongong City Council.
Congratulations. And the Division C winner and the overall category winner is...
Thanks, Craig. The winner is Coffs Harbour City Council, reducing the impacts of wastewater from intensive horticulture on waterways. In response to increasing community concerns over declining water quality and rapidly expanding intensive plant agriculture in the area, Coffs Harbour City Council collaborated with Southern Cross University to quantify the issues. The study found farmers are losing 18 to 40% of their applied fertiliser to waterways, with nutrient loads as high as 1,000 times higher than the allowable levels. Working with landowners, local land services and the local land care groups, Council constructed woodchip bioreactors to capture and treat nutrient-rich wastewater from blueberry farms and cucumber hothouses. Southern Cross University continues to monitor the effectiveness of the bioreactors. Field days have showcased works and the project has led to local farmers reducing fertiliser use. The project has also enabled stronger relationships with local grower cooperatives and industry groups. Congratulations, Coffs Harbour City Council. And before
Take it away, Scott.
Yep. Before I move off, I just wanted to tell you that the case studies of our winning projects will be available on the LGNSW website this afternoon. We will also be featuring presentations from selected finalists and our finalist forum later this year, where you can hear more detail about the projects and ask questions. This will be an online event on Tuesday, 1 December via a Teams meeting link. So pencil it in your diaries now. Registrations will be open online in the coming weeks.
Thank you very much, Scott. We're about to take a break now, and obviously this would be the normal time where we'd all gather together and have a coffee and a sandwich. And unfortunately, we can't do this in COVID times. But if you are missing that opportunity, remember to get yourself a small cup with a saucer and some filter coffee, and maybe cut your sandwiches into little triangles or small little rectangles and just hang around awkwardly. It'll make you feel like you're at an awards ceremony. You're not missing out on that break. So look, you're probably going to have much better coffee anyway. Take 10 minutes, go and sit out there. We will be showing some other videos if you're sitting in, if you've already got your coffee there, but we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Enjoy your break. Cheers.
Australia is one of the driest countries on Earth. Due to our changing climate, we're experiencing more frequent and intense drought conditions than previously recorded. With funding from the New South Wales Government, Local Government New South Wales has been able to assist Wagga Wagga City Council and the Namoy Regional Organisation of Councils to trial new technologies to help reduce the demand on local drinking water supplies during drought conditions.
One of our priorities is water for the future. Water for us, we believe, is the enabler for our communities, it's the enabler for business. It's what helps our communities to move and tick along. It's crucial. The project really came about because one of our councils, Walker Council, had severe water shortages in the height of the drought. And we wanted to have a look at how we might be able to augment that supply by using the recycled water through the sewage treatment plant, municipal functions of councils, but specifically on gravel roads. The funding from the New South Wales Government enabled us to work with LG New South Wales on trialling what that might look like for communities like ours.
Water's life in the rural community. It's extremely important for us to have secure water because it's what makes your population grow. The McDonald River is our water source. As soon as our river stops running, we've got to go into water restrictions. We needed to find a different supply of water, and we had the wastewater from town sitting there and we could not utilise it.
We saw it as a great opportunity to investigate what can be done so that this source of water, this asset, can be made available for the community during those extreme drought conditions.
Our city has struggled in its growth probably over the last 25 years in particular. We've had water restrictions here for 20 months now, and that long tail of drought is still impacting quite heavily. Our local economy is so dependent on water. This project actually brings a really proper, tangible result to reuse wastewater on our rural roadworks and construction works.
In the future, if we are able to use recycled effluent, it would just take the load off our current bore system. We've been very close to exceeding some of our bore licences.
The project's been going for probably over 12 months now. There's a number of stages to the project. Initially, we looked at what recycled water is being used for in New South Wales and across Australia and across the world. We've done a community survey to understand what people across the Namoi think are their attitudes and behaviours to recycled water. Because it is recycled water, there are health and environmental considerations. We'll actually use treated water from the Tamworth and the Walker treatment plants on a section of gravel road and look at the performance of that and how it will work in practice. There's significant experience across the world that recycled water can be used safely, and I think it's something as Australians in one of the driest continents we need to start and look towards.
Green space in the community is very important. The water usage at the moment, obviously just coming out of a pretty major drought, is high on our priority list. We were successful in obtaining some grant funding through Local Government New South Wales Increasing Resilience to Climate Change initiative. We've been able to upgrade our irrigation here on one of our larger town water supplied sites. It's a fantastic opportunity to increase the efficiency in the water use here. With the new system, we're able to put in soil sensors, and they measure salinity, temperature and water usage. And you get a master computer and it connects to all the controllers around town, and then we're able to log on and we can turn on any irrigation we need to at any of those allocated sports fields. So ultimately we would like to reduce the amount of potable water or drinking water that we are using to irrigate ovals. It just means we can do it more efficiently, so we're not just doing a blanket approach to the way we irrigate, which means we're going to save money. It's going to be a better outcome for the community overall.
As managers of public spaces and water supplies across New South Wales, councils have an important role to play in water conservation. I encourage you to learn more about how your council could apply these technologies to secure water supplies for your community now and into the future. The last bushfire season was unprecedented. 33 people lost their lives, over 3,000 homes were destroyed, and more than 12 million hectares were burnt. I'm so pleased that Local Government New South Wales, with funding from the New South Wales Government, is able to assist councils to help their communities prepare for future fire seasons and build resilience to climate change.
So we've had this SIM table a little over 6 months. It came about from a grant that we applied for with Local Government New South Wales. The SIM table is based on something called ambient computing. We can put in all our data and then we can simulate over that floods or fires.
The SIM table is an incredibly simple and user-friendly and intuitive piece of equipment to use. So what you have in front of you is a tray filled up with a crushed walnut shell. Above it is a short throw projector connected to a computer. And what that does is that it projects these images onto the crushed walnut shell. The key part to how it works is actually this infrared camera. That camera watches the table, and that allows us to manipulate and control the menu of the SIM table. For example, with a laser pointer, we can change the wind speed and direction, and we can control the speed of the simulation, the quality of the education and engagement which we are able to achieve with the SIM table is quite remarkable.
We split our workshops into either looking at people who are vulnerable to bushfire because of where they live or because of a sector that they're part of. We run through a simulation from North America. It's called the campfire, and it is the most expensive and destructive fire to date. Then we set Ku-ring-gai up, we sculpt the landscape to be Ku-ring-gai. We then bring down the satellite image of Ku-ring-gai, so you get that 3D image. We ask people to put a flag where their house might be. And then we simulate a fire. We talk about the weather conditions leading up to the day. 9 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, we want you to think where you would be, what you would be doing. And the day is going to proceed as a catastrophic fire day. You've had the warnings. We change the wind direction so that the fire behaviour changes accordingly.
Big fires under big winds, they can spot, tens of kilometres ahead of the fire front.
And in catastrophic conditions like this, no house is safe. Generally, the first impression they have is one of shock and fear. And then as we walk them through the Climate Wise Communities website, which twins with the sim table, then they see, oh, I can do something about this.
We certainly have seen the benefit for us in Ku-ring-gai and for the Ku-ring-gai Council. We've also actually shown it to a lot of our colleagues in other brigades, and they've seen, a significant benefit of having that simulation capability. The most important part was it also gave us an opportunity to engage with the residents.
Oh, it's a fascinating way to display the way fires move and make you think about the sorts of situations that you could be put in.
Well, I think the sim table is terrific. I thought that I was prepared for bushfires. I've lived through them in this environment. But then I went to the modelling and I really learned a lot about the way fire travels, how it can travel, how it can change so quickly. And I guess it also reinforced the idea that actually you're on your own.
So something like the sim table, allowing people to get their heads around what climate change actually means on the ground and the nature of these events and how it will affect these events, is a really important tool for councils to have. The ability of the sim table to attract people to the workshop has been a beautiful outcome of this whole process.
We know climate change is causing an increase in the frequency and intensity of fire weather. Councils have such an important role to play in preparing their communities for bushfires. I encourage you to learn more about these tools and how your council might use them to save lives and protect homes.
It's really a no-brainer in the obligation that councils have to work with their citizens to allow them to become more resilient.
Street temperature can be anywhere in excess of 50 degrees.
More and more storms are happening. There's more and more threats on the ability for us to produce our food.
We are seeing changes in the climate, and that's particularly with extreme weather events.
Stormwater runoff going into the downstream environment was a main concern for council.
There's never been a more important time for councils to be taking into account the impact of our changing climate.
Bolt Street is a medical precinct frequented by elderly people, young parents, people with disabilities who are the most vulnerable people in urban heat environments.
Wallandilly was earmarked as a growth area, but we are a rural living, rural focused area.
Reductions that we are likely to see in terms of the future scenario of food production are quite alarming from a point of view of not just the magnitude, but it also has impact on the urban form. We increase the urban heat island effect and we lose a connection to the land. It's not a good direction and it's not necessary either.
Local Government New South Wales is proudly partnering with the New South Wales Government to provide support for councils to do this great work.
Park Shire is experiencing an increase in the number of hot days and changes to rainfall patterns as a result of climate change, and this is having a negative impact on water quality, water quantity, stormwater infrastructure and biodiversity. Once we identified the need for this project, we applied for funding and then we could get artificial wetland that we did with community volunteer assistance.
Planting trees focused on water urban sensitive design principles. It is a simple, effective solution to decrease the heat and the temperatures in these environments. The trees will increase the level of shade within Bolt Street by about 300% and reduce the ground temperature by estimated 20 degrees.
The Institute for Sustainable Futures were our research partners to help us gather the evidence for a good discussion and dialogue about what are we going to do and plan for the future. How can we preserve the culture of farming in the Sydney Basin? It was part of the resilience of the city. There's a whole framework that other councils can use and apply to their planning policy development. So we're thinking differently on how we're planning for the future.
So the water quality impacts of this project are fantastic, but one of the best outcomes has been creating this area of habitat for our native flora and fauna. So we've opened this space up to the community.
We feel really excited about implementing this project. It's a really good outcome for the community.
I'm so proud of the great work so many New South Wales councils are doing. We've produced a series of 20 case studies. We can all share the innovations that we've put in place.
Landcom has been part of the fabric of New South Wales for over 40 years, and right now you can take advantage of the New South Wales Government First Home Buyer Assistance Scheme on land now selling. Landcom, part of the fabric of New South Wales.
Welcome back to the Excellence in the Environment Awards 2020. We're moving on to the second half, and look at what we've already achieved at this point. We've protected bats. We've been protected from asbestos, we've got better water quality, we've reduced pollution, we've reduced waste from our curbsides, from bushfires, we've created a circular economy with glass, we've changed behaviours, and that's just in the first half of this. So many things have been achieved so far. So let's get on to the second part and see what we can achieve now in the second part. We move on now to invasive species management, it's our next category. And it's sponsored by the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, and we'll be hearing from the Deputy Director General, John Tracy. This award recognises innovative and effective initiatives and programs to manage invasive plants and animals in New South Wales. It includes eradication programs, education and awareness raising programs, capacity building and training programs, applied research programs, development of strategies and biological and alternative weed control methods. Now, just say that back to me quickly. No, I'm kidding. Let's move on. The first is the winner in Division B, which is
Hi, it's John Tracy, Deputy Director General for Biosecurity and Food Safety for New South Wales DPI. Look, it's great to be part of the local government Excellence in Environment Awards this year for 2020. I'll be announcing the winners for the invasive species management category. So the winner for Division B is Queanbeyan and Palorang Regional Council. So this is a fantastic project, this one, Beefing Up Braidwood project. This project supports drought-affected farmers to manage weeds impacting the local grazing industry. High-resolution aerial photography was obtained over 420 square kilometres of grazing land to assist weed management planning. More than 50 farms were engaged to develop integrated weed management plans aligned to the regional plan. And then very high resolution drone photography was flown across the targeted sites to enhance weed mapping and property weed management planning. An extensive weed control assistance program was then commenced to help implement the property plans. So this is a great example of technology to drive benefits and efficiencies in weed management. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations to the Queanbeyan Palorang Regional Council there, and thanks to John. A lot of people won't realise this. It looks like he's coming to you live from what would be a standard government office, but, you know, of course, we're working from home nowadays, so he's built that set in his cupboard. Have a look at it when we go back to John. It's quite extraordinary what he's managed to achieve there. We move on to the winner in Division C, and the overall category winner is...
So the winner and an overall winner for Division C is Campbelltown City Council for the eradication of frogbit from the upper Georges River. This is a significant weed incursion for New South Wales. So in May 2019, the Campbelltown City Council identified frogbit in the upper reaches of Georges River. Frogbit is a biosecurity threat and is known for its fast growth and rapid spread. Over the past 15 months, the council's worked closely with project partners to plan, actively manage removal and undertake extensive surveillance to limit the further spread of this plant. So fantastic achievement. The project's seen new methods trialled, strong collaboration and key learnings for project partners. Surveillance will continue over the coming years to ensure total eradication. Some really important work there. So congratulations.
Congratulations to Campbelltown City Council there, and thank you to John. And now for the Roadside Environmental Management, which is the next award and is sponsored by the New South Wales Roadside Environment Committee. I'd like to invite Neil Dufty, the Executive Officer, New South Wales Roadside Environment Committee, to the stage to present this award. This award recognises excellence and innovation in roadside environmental management, planning and implementation. We have a highly commended and overall category winner in Division C. Over to you, Neil.
Thanks, Craig. And the winner is, of the highly commended is Sutherland Shire Council for its Green Streets program GIS layer with interactive community consultation. Sutherland Shire Council has developed a spatial tool that allows tree planting design, stakeholder review, community consultation, installation and maintenance to be captured and edited while in the field. The development of the Green Streets GIS layer with interactive community consultation has successfully created avenues to meaningfully interact and engage with residents about the value of street trees and has enabled the 2020 planting program of 3,000 street trees to continue during COVID-19 restrictions.
Congratulations, Sutherland Shire Council. And the winner in Division C is...
And the winner in Division C and the overall winner is Port Stephens Council for its Discovering Marnie's Toadlet, a journey to expand the Hunter and Central Coast Roadside Environmental Marker Scheme. In 2016, a newly discovered amphibian species, Marnie's toadlet, Euprololia marnii, was identified in the Port Stephens area and was listed as a threatened species the following year. To address the potential impacts of Council's maintenance program on the species, ecological surveys were conducted of roadside environments to assess for likely habitat of Marnie's toadlet to including Council's environmental management system. Council took the opportunity to integrate this project into the existing Hunter Joint Organisation Regional Roadside Environmental Marker Scheme, creating a new roadside marker category for amphibians which can be used by other road authorities across the Hunter region. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Port Stephens Council then. Isn't it in nature amazing that we're still finding new amphibian species? And thank you as well to Neil for his assistance today. Innovation in planning, policies and decision making is next in our awards agenda and is sponsored by Wolf Peak. I'd like to invite Tim Stubbs, Director of Wolf Peak, to present this award. Wolf Peak is a consultancy with its origins in environment and heritage, but with a twist. Their vision is for us to use our working lives to do good and make a positive contribution to the health of the planet and our communities. They do this by working with and supporting people who have the same vision and passion. Wolf Peak has sponsored this award because they want to recognise and support the courageous, creative and determined people within local councils that make a difference every day. You are the champions of change, you walk the talk and we thank you. This award recognises innovation in the application of integrated environmental management and sustainability practices in planning, policies and decision making. This includes both local land use and strategic planning initiatives. I'm losing the ability to speak, so we're going to go over now to Tim. And the winner in Division B is...
Thanks, Craig. So the winner of Division B is Byron Shire Council. Development of Byron Shire Council Biodiversity Conservation Strategy 2020 to 2030. Byron Shire is unique in its biodiversity and has a high level of environmental volunteer engagement and activism. To develop capacity to manage the long-term functionality of threatened species and ecosystems, Council works in partnership with the community in a cross-tenure, landscape-based approach. The Biodiversity Conservation Strategy was developed with extensive engagement with the community, stakeholders and local ecologists to reflect local knowledge of the environment and the needs and capacity of the community to help protect it. The strategy includes a plan of 90 measurable actions to support conservation across all departments of Council, on private land and in adjacent local government areas.
Well done, Byron Shire Council. And the winner in Division C is, over to you, Tim.
Thanks, Craig. The winner in Division C is Blue Mountains City Council Water Sensitive Blue Mountains Strategic Plan. In the face of increasing urbanisation and changing climate, Council is committed to creating a more livable, sustainable and resilient community through innovative and holistic water management as outlined in the Water Sensitive Blue Mountains Strategic Plan. The plan was a reimagining of Council's response to the ongoing challenges of urban water runoff impacts on drinking water, catchments and the downstream World Heritage National Park. The strategic plan aims to transform the way Council manages precious water resources through promoting water-sensitive urban design and best practice stormwater management.
Well done, Blue Mountains City Council. And the overall category winner is, drumroll please.
Thank you, Craig.
Well done.
That one, eh? Byron Shire Council. Development of Byron Shire Council Biodiversity Conservation Strategy 2020 to 2030.
There you go. Thank you. Congratulations, Byron Shire Council, and thank you to Tim there. Our next category is for Communication, Education and Empowerment, sponsored by Cleanaway. These awards will be presented by Ms Rebecca Everett, the Sustainability Manager, New South Wales ACT. This award recognises outstanding initiatives that have informed the community and increased people's capacity to be active participants in moving society towards sustainability. Initiatives could form a component of a broader sustainability strategy or focus on specific environmental issues. Cleanaway provides a complete range of sustainable total waste management services, including general waste and recycling, liquid and hazardous waste to fit a wide range of business needs and industries. In Division B, we have a winner.
In Division B, we have a winner, Bathurst Regional Council, Let's Make It Last, Water Security Communication and Engagement Program. Water, Let's Make It Last is Bathurst Regional Council's integrated communication, engagement and education Education and Compliance program, which has secured significant water savings by reducing residential consumption to over a third in an 18-month period. Focusing on behavioural change, the community has complied with Council's water restrictions in response to record-breaking drought conditions and the related depletion of the Bathurst water supply.
Well done to Bathurst Regional Council there. In Division C, we have two highly commended. Over to you, Rebecca.
The first highly commended in Division C is Campbelltown City Council, Koala Town. Koala Town aims to raise awareness and empower the community to actively support the conservation of koalas at their homes and in their neighbourhoods. Bringing everything the community does for koalas under the one brand optimises the value of each individual project. Koala Town connects with local schools, businesses, residents, expert scientists, land managers and wildlife carers, and targets key issues relating to koala health such as habitat conservation, disease prevention, vehicle strikes and dog attacks.
Well done to Campbelltown City Council. Koala Town sounds fantastic there. And the second highly commended is?
The second highly commended for Division C is Northern Beaches Council Swap for Good Business Program. In 2019, the Swap for Good Business Program was created to provide direction and empower businesses to phase out single-use plastics. Waste educators worked with over 2,000 local food and beverage businesses to help facilitate a change in their procurement practices and operations to help reduce plastics. The program included face-to-face and online engagement, events, workshops, webinars and a resource kit with action plans, posters and supply lists.
Well done, Northern Beaches Council. Another interesting example of where just giving the right information can actually bring that change. So well done to Swap for Good. And the winner in Division C is?
And the overall winner for Division C is Blacktown City Council Climate Change Communications Program. Blacktown City Council chose not to focus on the broad topic of climate change, but to engage with residents on specific issues. The Climate Change Communication Program tapped into everyday motivations such as saving money and the need to remain healthy and feel comfortable during hot weather. From January 2019 to June 2020, the program engaged 533 people through 8 events, over 237,000 people through 29 Facebook posts on topics such as saving energy in the home and the Get Prepared app, and over 14,000 people watching 8 video communications.
Well done, Blacktown City Council. And the overall category winner is?
Overall category winner is Bathurst Regional Council Let's Make It Last Water Scarcity Communication and Engagement Program. Congratulations to Bathurst Regional Council and all of our other winners.
Well done to Bathurst. And thanks to Rebecca and to Cleanaway. Up next is the Climate Change Adaptation Award, sponsored by the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment, and we welcome Mr Mick O'Flynn, Executive Director of Climate Change and Sustainability. This award recognises outstanding initiatives undertaken to address climate change risks and vulnerabilities. We have a highly commended in Division C.
Highly commended is Ku-ring-gai Council, the Sim Table project. Research from past bushfire events shows that many bushfire survival plans weren't effective when enacted, and there is a failure to include contingencies for the range of variables that occur. Ku-ring-gai Council's Climate-Wise Communities addresses these deficits by allowing residents to grasp the dynamics of an extreme bushfire using a sim table. A sim table is a physical, three-dimensional projection of an area displaying how bushfires respond to changes in terrain, vegetation, humidity, temperature, wind direction and speed. Introduced in September 2019, the sim table resulted in a 300% increase in first-time users to the Climate-Wise community website and more than a doubling of residents completing written bushfire plans compared to the 6 months pre-sim table.
Well done to Ku-ring-gai Council, and I regret not filming that for big weather, which is looking at this exact problem of how do we get communities to prepare for the fires and other natural disasters coming to them. So I'm going to have to look at the sim table, I think. And now we welcome back the Honourable Matt Keane MP to announce the overall category winner.
And the winner is Penrith City Council Cooling the City Masterclass. Penrith City Council held its Cooling the City Masterclass in February 2020, attended by over 350 built environment professionals from across New South Wales, Victoria and the ACT. The sold-out event featured international, national and regional experts who explored practical solutions to the challenge of urban heat in the context of our changing climate. Presenters put forward practical case studies, the business case for action across all sectors, the leading planning approaches directing the state, and the latest research providing the evidence to evolve best practice.
Well done to Penrith City Council. Congratulations on that, and thank you to the Minister, Matt Keane, for sitting at that desk all day, just waiting for us to cross back to him. He's been very attentive. Our next category is sponsored by the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment. It's the Towards Net Zero Emissions Award, another award close to my heart. This award recognises outstanding initiatives undertaken to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And we welcome back Mick O'Fling, back to the assistant presenting these awards. And we have a winner in Division B.
And the winner is Dubbo Regional Council for accelerating Dubbo Regional Council towards a renewable energy future. Dubbo Regional Council has adopted an ambitious energy strategy and implementation plan for 2020 to 2025 aimed at reducing Council's energy costs and includes a renewable energy target of 50%. Council has started implementing the strategy with an upgrade of more than 90% of Council's street light network to new energy efficient LED technology at a cost of over $2.37 million and with a payback period of 4 years. Estimated savings are 1,784 megawatt hours per year, or nearly 1,500 tonnes of CO2 emissions per year.
Congratulations to Dubbo Regional Council there. 1,500 tonnes of emissions a year is a fantastic start, and well done. And in Division C,
in Division C, highly commended is presented to Georges River Council, 100% renewable energy and working towards net zero emissions for Georges River. In early 2019, Georges River Council implemented a number of initiatives to reduce its operational carbon footprint. However, a holistic vision and a formal commitment towards a net zero carbon target was missing. Council has since adopted a strategy to purchase 100% of its energy from renewable sources and achieve a net zero carbon target by 2025 for operational emissions. In the last 12 months, Council has doubled its solar PV panel capacity to 217 kilowatts, included 2 electric vehicles in the fleet, certified 3 major events as carbon neutral events, joined the accelerated conversion program of LED streetlights with Ausgrid, developed a revolving energy fund, and embedded the concept of working towards net zero carbon across Council.
congratulations, Georges River Council, and thank you to Mick again. That is him coming to us from his office. So that's what the Environment Office looks like, actually. Beautifully green. And I have the pleasure of announcing the winner of Division C and the overall category winner. Wonderful. Okay. The winner is Shoalhaven City Council, Sustainable Energy for a Sustainable Future. Shoalhaven City Council adopted its sustainable energy policy in May 2019 with an aim to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Council has completed a range of sustainable energy projects, including trialling 3 fully electric vehicles in its fleet, installation of 388 kilowatt of solar PV across 10 sites, commenced a revolving energy fund, replacing 4,200 streetlights with energy-saving LEDs, and supported Repower Shoalhaven Community Energy Group's solar farm development, social access solar garden. So congratulations to Shoalhaven City Council. Thank you. Okay, sustainable infrastructure is the next on the agenda, sponsored by Landcom, with Mr. John Brogden, CEO, who will be joining us online.
Thank you to Local Government New South Wales for this opportunity. Landcom is very proud to be sponsoring the 2020 Sustainability Infrastructure category in this year's New South Wales Local Government Excellence in the Environment Awards. I congratulate all the nominees and winners recognised here. No one understands the needs of their communities better than local government. At Landcom, we share with local government the values of equity, empathy, openness, transparency, efficiency and collaboration. Our mission is to create more affordable and sustainable communities. And we do this through leadership and partnerships, including partnerships with local councils. The current landscape brings new challenges to our communities. With this also brings new opportunities and new ways of working. Landcom is enthusiastic about working with local councils who want to collaborate on affordable housing ideas to develop affordable housing on their land. By working together and bringing stakeholders along the journey, we can find new ways to deliver more affordable housing. Working together, we can make a difference. I look forward to exploring local government and Landcom partnerships with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, John. This award recognises outstanding initiatives that integrate environmental and sustainable practices into the design, construction or management of community-built assets and infrastructure. In Division A, we have a highly commended.
Forbes Shire Council, solar lights along the Lake Forbes walkway. Forbes Shire Council has installed 5 kilometres of solar lighting along the 10 kilometres of walking track surrounding Lake Forbes. This is believed to be the longest installation of solar lighting in the world. The work was undertaken by farmers and farm labourers affected by the 2018-19 drought in a special employment program created by Council to help support the local farming community during the drought. The project also addresses safety concerns and has seen improved patronage.
Congratulations, Forbes Shire Council there. I am wondering when you say you put 5 kilometres of lights along a 10-kilometre track as to whether the second half is dark or whether you've spread them out. But I'll ask Forbes Council later to give me the details of that. And the winner of Division B and the overall category winner is...
Hugh Jackman. Not really. Golden Fields Water County Council, Golden Fields Water app. In July 2019, Golden Fields Water released a free mobile app that allows customers to access their real-time usage data. Customers have a range of tools available, including tracking usage and costs, setting consumption alerts, and leak detection. In addition, users are able to submit service requests to notify Golden Fields Water of any issues and can receive location-targeted notifications, such as information regarding water outages. Congratulations, Golden Fields Water.
Well done, Golden Fields Water. What a fantastic app. I really hope this comes to my council area. I want an alert for when my teenager's been in the shower for 10 minutes, please. I need this to happen, please. I want everyone to take on this great app. Coming up now are our final overarching award categories, and we're presenting the Local Sustainability Award, sponsored by Local Government Super. We welcome Moya Yip, the Head of Responsible Investment, Local Government Super, who will be online to present. This prestigious award recognises outstanding achievement by a council in the last 12 months to implement ecologically sustainable development and strive for a sustainable future for their local community. In order to qualify to enter this category, councils must have made the commitment to local sustainability by entering into at least 3 other categories. The overall category winner will receive a prize consisting of a $10,000 study tour, which in COVID means you get to go to another council area in New South Wales, for the professional development in sustainable practice. But it's okay, as you've seen today, there are so many wonderful sustainable practices happening in New South Wales. It'll be fine. We have a highly commended entry.
Blue Mountains City Council. Blue Mountains 2040 Living Sustainably. The Blue Mountains is a city within a UNESCO World Heritage National Park, one of only 2 cities in the world. Blue Mountains 2040 Living Sustainably, the local strategic planning statement for the Blue Mountains, presents a local planning approach which demonstrates best practice, innovation and local government leadership, setting the direction for land use for the next 20 years. The project draws together extensive strategic work and captures the community-shaped vision for an ongoing commitment to a sustainable future, addressing both climate change and responding to significant hazards such as bushfire.
Congratulations, Blue Mountain City Council. And the overall category winner is...
City of Canada Bay Council Environmental Program 2020. Council's Environmental Year in Review outlines cross-organisational achievements, progressing the community's and Council's environmental goals set in the Community Strategic Plan and supported by many of Council's environmental strategies and plans. In the last year, Council has adopted a new environmental strategy, which included development of the Urban Tree Canopy Strategy, a biodiversity strategy, an emissions reduction action plan, and the local movement strategy. In the last 18 months, Council has reduced operational emissions by 35%. Through the Our Energy Future campaign, provided workshops for 300 residents, resulting in 42 solar PV and battery installations, totalling 204 kilowatts of capacity. They've planted 646 trees and 4,020 native shrubs, ground covers and grasses in parks and streets. Progress is underway to plant a further 800 trees. They've delivered a smart city sensor project for litter bins with over 600 overflows addressed. They've delivered 12 recycling and repair workshops and increased visitor rates to the community recycling facility by 80%. They've recovered over 19 tonnes of electronic waste and hosted 22 sustainability workshops with over 880 attendees. Congratulations to the City of Canada Bay Council on this award.
Well done, City of Canada Bay Council. That's an extraordinary list of things to do. And reducing emissions by 35%. It's so impressive to see what we can do if we put our mind to it. And if we all do that, that's a huge step in the right direction. We'll now say farewell to Moya and now invite Phil Stockwell, the CEO of Local Government Super, to present the last award, and a very important award also sponsored by Local Government Super. We're presenting the Louise Petchel Memorial Award for Individual Sustainability, and are delighted to be joined here in the studio by Bernard Proctor, husband of Louise, to introduce you to what this award stands for.
Councillor Linda Scott, Mr Scott Phillips, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, welcome to this very unique Excellence in the Environment Awards for 2020. Moreover, the Louise Petchel Memorial Award for Individual Sustainability. On behalf of Louise's parents, Michael and Julie, and the entire family, I would like to take the opportunity to thank both Local Government New South Wales for continuing the award over the past 11 years since Louise's passing, and Local Government Super for the continued sponsorship of this award. As you all know, the award was initially set up to memorialise the work that Louise did in sustainability in local government, and to recognise and inspire her colleagues and peers to identify and encourage sustainability programs within the local government sector. Louise certainly had a passion for sustainability and the environment. This was also well instilled at home, where I continue to consider sustainability options in my day-to-day life. One of her primary drivers for sustainability was to consider what could be, more so what can be done now. It was to challenge a different way of thinking and to differing pathways to a sustainable outcome. Naturally, whilst we can all think of immediacy on some projects where sustainable gains can be achieved, in her thinking it was a what about or a what if approach if a project was something outside of the normal, and to encourage and move the powers that be until the project was adopted within Council and the community. It has been an absolute pleasure and honour over the last 11 years since the Louise Petchel Memorial Award for Individual Sustainability has been in place, and to work with the fellow judges over that period and to judge the many nominees and to meet the award recipients. As Councillor Karen McEwen once said, and is enshrined on a plaque outside Penrith City Council where Louise worked, "You won't find her footprints anywhere, but her fingerprints are on everything." Congratulations to all the winners and runners-up today, and thank you to Local Government New South Wales, Local Government Super for sponsoring this award.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Very inspiring words from Louise there. The prize for the winner of this award is an accommodation or meal package to the value of $700 at one of 3 selected eco-resorts in New South Wales, or at an ecologically focused venue of the winner's choosing. And the winner of the Louise Petchel Memorial Award for Individual Sustainability is...
Loani Tierney of Mossman Council. Loani is a passionate environmentalist, engaged in community education focused on the reduction of pollution and waste. Loani has worked at Mossman Council for almost 10 years in a small team of 2. She combines an encyclopedic knowledge and boundless pursuit of better environmental outcomes with a collective spirit that draws together academic experts, non-governmental organisations, community groups and council to create high-quality, cohesive projects across a variety of players. Over the last 2 years, Luani has brought many projects to fruition, but her major focus has been on microplastics, where she engaged with multiple organisations to produce research results, community engagement, media and public presentations on the impact of microplastics on the Mossman coastal ecosystem. Luani rapidly commissioned and managed the installation of solar panels on the Sports Centre. Her community engagement encompasses creative live events and technology to create educational materials that encourage the community to cut back waste and pollution and consider the circular economy in all of their purchasing and waste management activities. She is highly regarded for her humble humour and persistence, generating high-value, ethical and fun events that reach into community ethos. Congratulations, Luani.
Wow, this is so not where I expected to be. But I have to say I am very grateful and feel very honoured to be accepted for this award. Thank you so much. Thank you to my husband and my children who have been behind me all the way, to Ruth, who nominated me for this award, to the amazing people I've worked with in council over the years, and to networking councils. That has been a constant source of inspiration and a wealth of ideas and knowledge that we've been able to share. And also our local community. There are some wonderful people who live there and work there and own businesses there, and there are many of them who have been very supportive in the work that I do and have graciously offered their time and their feedback to help the programs we run. In Mossman, we have a beautiful natural landscape. It's quite small, but it's significant and beautiful. So we have Clifton Gardens, which the waterway there is home to the Port Jackson shark and to seahorses and to a myriad of other sea creatures. Our foreshore is lined with beautiful bushland, which is habitat for the powerful owl, the large-footed myotis, and also for the red-crowned toadlet. It is for this community and for this wonderful natural landscape that I have worked for over the last 10 years. I feel very appreciative that I've had that opportunity, and I hope that I've been able to take people along that journey and to help appreciate it and to help protect the natural wonderland. Thank you.
Congratulations to Luani for winning the Louise Pachel Memorial Award for Individual Sustainability. And many thanks to Phil and Local Government Super. And thank you, of course, to Bernard and family for being here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to hand over to Scott Phillips, the Chief Executive of Local Governance New South Wales, to give us the closing remarks.
Thanks, Craig. We put sustainability at the forefront in the organisation of this event to reflect the ethics and values of a sustainable culture. This is reflected in the choice of trophy design, of certificate framing, and in our organisational planning. Again, this year, the certificate frames for overall category winners are made from sustainably sourced native timber. The frames were made by inmates at South Nowra Correctional Centre through a program that aims to provide inmates with work skills that enhance their employment opportunities on release, and thereby encourage successful reintegration into the community. A very big thank you to our special guests, the Honourable Matt Keane, our sponsors, including the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment, the Environment Protection Authority, the Department of Primary Industries, Ministry of Health, Safe Work New South Wales, Water Directorate, New South Wales Roadside Environment Committee, Wolf Peak, Cleanaway, and Local Government Super. And of course, a special thanks to the family of Louise Pachel for joining us today. Thanks to our entrants and finalists. We are so very proud of the work you do. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the work of the Local Government New South Wales Environment Team, who do an outstanding job representing our members in all aspects of environmental management and policy, including helping Local Government New South Wales secure and deliver grants for councils in New South Wales. I would also like to acknowledge the Local Government New South Wales events team, and in particular, Meg Fisher, who has been with the organisation for 16 years. And sadly, this is her last official event. We wish Meg all the very best for the future. And a big thank you to our wonderful MC, Craig Rucastle, for superbly managing today's awards ceremony in celebration of the environmental achievements of local government. All award and certificate winners, now is the time to get your colleagues to take a photo with your certificate and share on social media. Don't forget to tag us while tweeting it. Hashtag LGNSW Enviro 2020. Add it to your Facebook and LinkedIn pages or across all your social media platforms. Stay safe and thanks again for being part of our Local Government Excellence in the Environment Awards.